You know, when there was a plane crash or anything in aviation, I always tell Rocco we got to get Rich all over it, and Rich is here to talk about it because you know, when the plane went down, the Russian plane, no one knew the cause, but within a week it came out that ISIS sabotaged the plane. And to fill us in on the details and how they were able to put these explosives on board, let's give it up for aviation expert Richard Kaplan.
Good evening, Long Island. Good evening, Long Beach. The skies are clear and we're clear for takeoff, so let's fly. The big story has been coming out of Sheikh, Egypt, and that has been the crash of Metrojet 9268, an Airbus A321 with 224 passengers on board. When this aircraft crashed, the first thing that you do, either as an investigator or even as an independent like myself, is you look at the video of the wreckage.
Rich, I think I stop you for 1 second. As you're talking about a plane crash, the sign crash, so it's a perfect tie-in.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Absolutely. The wreckage really tells the story. Back when Flight 800 crashed back in July, what we were looking at was the wreckage coming from the ocean. We were looking at the pieces, how intact they were, how big they were. In this particular crash, you have an Airbus A321, just a lot smaller than a 747-100. But what's eerily similar is they both exploded. But in Flight 800, 2/3 of the investigators, including FBI, believed it was a fuel tank explosion. This one, it is definitive it was an explosive device for 4 major reasons, and I'm going to explain each one of them to you. The first reason is that spy satellites detected a large heat source just seconds before the plane began the death plunge, as we call it. At one point, this jet plunged 26,000 feet in a span of less than a minute, which is unheard of. The A321 is built by Airbus of France, a European consortium. Airbuses are very safe aircraft, although they are computerized. The computers basically monitor everything on the jet. One of the most interesting pieces that we have are both the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, the infamous black boxes, which are really orange. What they're telling us is definitively that this was not an accident, that this was in fact an explosion in the baggage section, most likely, of this aircraft. Now you ask yourself, how do they get an explosive on a jet? In the United States, we have the Transportation Security Administration and the Homeland Security Department of the United States. They monitor everything. It is harder to get a can of shampoo on a jet. My friend just went to Miami about a week ago. She could tell you the horror stories about this one. Thank you, Jules. Anyway, the fact is that you cannot get an explosive on an airplane in the U.S. It is impossible because you have Homeland Security monitoring everything. You have bomb-sniffing dogs that go through all the baggage. In the Middle East, it's a very different ballgame, especially in countries like Egypt, Syria, where terrorism is prominent. You can simply give a person money, they'll look the other way, you put a bomb on a jet, boom, there you go. That is the most likely theory. Now, the FBI, along with the Russian security and, of course, the Israeli intelligence agency, all have confirmed chatter before this incident took place. They intercepted chatter through ISIL of a major event coming. Now, it is no secret that ISIS has no friends. They don't care about anybody. They will blow up anything and anyone. What's interesting about this crash is the wreckage was so severely charred. There was very few pieces except for the tail section that were intact. That tells me right away this was a very powerful explosive device that went off, most likely in the baggage section, disintegrating the aircraft in flight. They had no idea what hit them. There was no warning. I want to send my prayers to all 224 families. As a person of Russian descent, my heart and my soul is with all of you at this difficult time. I think I speak for every American when I say we are all with you. God bless you. Vidos vidanya. And on that note, you've just been cleared for takeoff. And a very happy belated birthday to my friend Jules, who celebrated her birthday last week. We love you. Thank you so much. God bless you. You're an inspiration. Love you. Bye.
Great job, Richard, in detail, and let's hope we don't hear too many other reports like that of other tragedies. But great show tonight. Thanks to James Hodge. Great job by everyone, Richard, Andrea, Rocco. Dane, Justin, be good. Andrew, Lisa, because we love Lisa. And Joe, everyone was awesome. Next week we're going to be at Poncho's. Thanks to Brian in the shop. And let me wrap with this. My name is Halftime. I want to thank you for your time. Please join us next Sunday for others at Halftime. But at this time, we're out of time. See you next Sunday! Yeah.